Hello and welcome to Voices from the Vortex.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Doing not as well as you, I guess.
That was my.
Doing pretty well.
No, that was my. That was my very early Cyberman impression,
Oh.
which we will talk about later.
But you just gotta open your mouth. That's.
Oh yeah.
Can't,
Yeah. Just open it. Yeah.
Just open it, and the words come out.
Don't move it. Just open it. Yeah.
Best Cyberman ever.
Hello, everyone.
Hi all.
Welcome to
How's everyone out
March
there?
edition of Voices from the Vortex.
This is it. I'm Matt. That's Taylor.
I am. Yep. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just finished my spring break ish from work, so I'm good.
The glorious mustache of doom.
Yeah, I know. I need to shave. I mean, got kind of an evil version of myself thing going on here.
You are not Taylor. You're Tyler. This is Tyler from the Vortex over here,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
I've taken over.
I do not have a mustache, otherwise I would be Mott. Oh, that was horrible. I don't want to be known as Mott.
M-O-T-T.
M-O-T-T. Aww.
I love your applesauce, by the way.
Wah, wah, wah.
Anyway, so, there's been some fun stuff going on this month.
Yeah, a little bit to talk about.
A little bit to talk about as far as the filming and stuff goes. Real quick, we want to give, I guess, condolences to we lost a great, we lost a great, I guess, universe actress.
Well, and from well before then too, a soap opera star, a beautiful and phenomenal actress from England. Kate, wherever you are, I hope you're doing good because you were awesome here. That's for sure.
For those of you who don't know, she played the Ranny, who, if you don't know, Matt, if you don't, I'm not very familiar, but
The Ranny, evil time lady scientist who her schemes were as big as her ideas and as big as her hearts. No, she would always try to take over the universe. It wasn't taking over the universe. It was, I want to know what happens if I exterminate all but one of a species, and will that species then unlock the code to the universe, sort of thing. It's like,
that's neat.
It's like,
and
wow.
Didn't she? Yeah, wasn't she with the Seventh Doctor a lot?
The 6th and the 7th, yeah. Colin Baker was where she started, and moved on to Sylvester McCoy. She had her own TARDIS. Was just sort of a good female foil for the Doctor.
So she was kind of like the meddling monk.
No,
You just wanted to meddle.
nothing was like the meddling monk.
Nothing.
Nothing will ever compare. She was sort of a female version of the Master.
There you go.
But she wasn't as mwahaha as much as she was tee-hee.
Tee-hee-hee.
She wasn't tee-hee at all either. She was very graceful and very... Like, the first time we meet her was Colin Baker's... early Colin Baker stuff, but the first time the 7th Doctor meets her, right after he regenerates, he had amnesia, and she dressed up as Mel, his companion at the time, to try to get him to unveil the secrets that he knew to her, and kept pretending to be Mel, and it was a bit of a trip to see this woman dress up in giant hair and 80s style clothing to look like Bonnie Langford, and she looked nothing like Bonnie Langford.
Right.
Youth.
Oh, amnesia.
Oh, amnesia.
That's right.
Does it strict anyone but the Doctor?
Okay, so they've been doing some filming.
They have.
And we've been seeing it. Mostly it's just the Doctor, running around, and Clara, running around in the street. Well, we're going to get a lot of street alleyway episodes.
Oh, good.
Where they're just running around in the streets.
The whole second episode is called Alleyways of the Streets.
Yeah, right.
So, that's probably a
the
good thing.
streets are alive.
With the
They're eating people.
I want to see him appear in Hogwarts Nocturne Alley.
Yes.
Wrong street. Wrong alley.
Oops, I'm sorry. Wrong brick.
So many missed moments in fandom across the world.
Yeah.
Just randomly in every British show or movie, there should be a TARDIS somewhere. Harry Potter, Sherlock, Luther, whatever.
Oh yeah, he runs in and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, wrong place," and then he runs out. That'd be hilarious. Okay, so we've been seeing one interesting thing we saw was there's going to be some costume variations like there were with Matt Smith and with Tennant. Obviously, he did that too with the blue and the brown suit. Capaldi had like a black shirt underneath his thing. It was a little more. It was like almost all solid color.
It was a little less magician-y.
Yeah,
I kind of liked. I mean, I don't know. I have to really see his look in the field, as it were.
In action.
He's a little too pertwee sometimes, I think, with that outfit. So if they mute it a little bit, that's nice.
Well, and so far, all I've seen him do is run around and stand there with Clara and point off into the distance at something.
God. Is that going to be his thing? Is he going to be the point in the distance doctor?
He might be, yeah.
Nobody
His catchphrase is, "Look over there."
Daleks, there.
Over there, yeah.
He'll show up in Young Frankenstein. Where Castle?
there, Castle. There's an interesting video that came out recently where I'm not sure what he's wearing. I don't know if it's going to be like a costume variation or if it was just something he was wearing for that episode, but it's like kind of like a trench coat thing, and he had like pens in the pocket. And anyway, he's running around, and the interesting thing about it is we see him. He's got a screwdriver. He's got the sonic screwdriver, and it's the green one. It's 11's sonic screwdriver. So what does this mean? Does this mean, is this like the first episode? He just has it for now, or is he going to stick with it?
That's interesting. Well, because from 9 to 10, they kept the same screwdriver. There was no need to change it because it hadn't become a thing as much as Tennant made it yet.
Right.
So I guess that is an 11 screwdriver is so different with the popping up and giving them information and
right.
Something so unique. Yeah, it's cool. Maybe he will keep it. That'd be really neat.
It would be interesting. I was kind of hoping he would change it only because they've been talking about how it's so much of a change is coming, with Doctor Who. With this, it's not so much from 9 to 10 because that wasn't much of a change. You still had Rose. The TARDIS was the same. Eccleston was only there for a season, so you really just got used to him, and then they changed it. So you weren't even thinking about the screwdriver. But when they went from Tennant to Smith, it was like, well, we're revamping the whole thing.
Right.
And it's almost like they're doing that again, and it's weird that he's going to have the same screwdriver.
You think they are trying to do a full revamp, or is this sort of like the next step? Is this sort of like the Tennant to Eccleston, as Tennant was to Eccleston?
That's a good point.
It's still done by Moffat. It's still his universe. It's still his vision for the Doctor.
And I don't see it as a total reboot because I'm pretty sure the TARDIS is going to be the same on the inside.
Yeah, I wondered about that too.
But they've been talking about it, how like his Doctor's so different. So I would think he would maybe be into a different kind of screwdriver or what. I don't know.
He wants his screwdrivers to be gay. Different kind of screw. He's into a different kind of screwdriver. That's okay. That's all right.
That's all right. Eh? Whatever.
It's the kind of show we've got. That's cool.
Everyone has their kinks. Right. Yeah.
Old man with a young screwdriver. There's a genre on Tumblr for that.
No, but see, Matt Smith's screwdriver was really big. It was really big and really kind of clunky, and I was hoping
it is kind of big and clunky.
He is kind of matched his personality, and I was kind of hoping that Capaldi's might be a little more slick, a little more like the Sonic pen or something, like
like an actual magic wand.
Yes,
it's the Harry Potter
black
wand.
With the white tip. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Oh my god, I wanted something so bad. Okay. There's also
cool to see a new sound screwdriver.
Yeah, well, that would be cool too. We've had the same one for about 3 years. It'd be cool to see a new, cool redesign.
Right. Right.
They did that with the TARDIS, and I was overjoyed that they did that, and it looked great. I would love to see what they can come up with.
Right.
Really, that's the other thing. There was a new monster that got leaked or whatever. We were filming. There's a picture, and a lot of people are saying it might be an old monster.
That's right. Something from back in Tom Baker's era.
Yeah, it's hard to just describe. You'd have to go look it up. I don't know. Maybe I'll post a link on the podcast thing on Tumblr. But
sort of those horns that turn into a halo on his head with a ball on him.
Almost, yeah. And he's kind of bluish, with kind of some splotches. He almost looks like, I don't know. Do you remember Animorphs at all?
Am I allowed to admit that on here, or will people judge me? Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Hey.
Well, I only just remember the picture of the creature or the alien or whatever it was. That was part of that series. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. Anyway, a lot of people are saying it's there's an old Tom Baker story, The Curse of the Nemon, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, it's a Nemon. It's like it looks a lot like the Nemon. So it could be they're bringing that back for a story. Yeah.
That would be really cool. I'd really like to see. I'd like to see more old monsters come back. I mean, it's cool to see like old villains and stuff come back, but so like I love when the Master, the Daleks and the Cybermen, but I really loved it when all of a sudden we saw, the Ice Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, where that came out of nowhere.
The Great Intelligence. I mean, that was something.
Right. And
it's cool because it makes me want to go back and look and see what that was all about.
And are those stories available? The Great Intelligence with Troughton?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that one up. But I know the Ice Warriors are just
both
now
of their stories are available. Yeah,
available. Yeah,
they're only missing a couple episodes apiece.
Yeah, and they've animated them. So, and then it'd be cool to see. I think it's cool when they bring back some of the obscure ones. Which is really cool because, I mean, why not?
Right.
Because a lot of people haven't even heard of them, so that it's almost new to them.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, and it's kind of fun because it's a little bit of throwback for the classic fans.
Yeah.
And then the new fans, it's something new, like in Gridlock when it was like the crab people. Crab people.
Well, the macro, yeah, the macro.
Yeah, people were just like, oh, there's like crazy crabs down there. And then the classic fans were like, "Oh, the macro, cool!" So it's kind of neat when they do that. But they really should do that more often.
And that's right. And it's so cool for guys who are classic Who fans. We don't want rehashes of our old episodes, and we don't even necessarily want every episode to have a reference in it. But it's really cool when every now and then there's just something thrown in there, and it's like, hey, they made this reference. It's like when they referenced Unit a couple of times in the early seasons, and they talk about the Brigadier. It's just like that's the perfect little thing, It just ties that episode together.
Well, and it really just ties the whole show together. You know what I mean? Like, as ties the classic Who to the new Who, which is fun. Because I know when New Who first started, people weren't sure if it was just a reboot or if it was
a continuation,
an actual continuation until they made some references. And you're like, oh, okay. There
it is. Very nice. Thank you. Very British.
Let me see. Let me look at my list here. We have... Oh, there's a new villain that they'd announced. Like, they officially announced it. It wasn't just you saw it in the picture. Her name is Mrs. Delphox.
Sounds like an old nanny.
Yeah. Played by the actress Keely Hawks. And all we know about her is that she's evil and she's a banker.
Well, same thing.
Yeah, in the Venn diagram of...
I apologize to all our banker listeners out there. All our bankers.
Yeah, they're like counting their money.
We've got so many of them too. So people at my bank are sitting there like, all right, that's it, turn it off his account. Wait, no, I didn't mean it. I meant
insufficient funds.
No.
Well, she reminds me a lot of like just of that sort of same character we've seen before. Maybe she'll be something different. We don't know. Of that sort of the Mrs. Foster from the Adipose episode, Partners in Crime, and then also from the Bells of St. John. I can't think of what her name. Miss Kismet, I think what her name was, who ran the Great Intelligence, the Wi-Fi scheme.
Yeah,
that same kind of character. She's like the woman in charge who. Just from like her profile, her not profile picture, her promo picture, she's like holding her glasses, and she's wearing a suit.
Like a sexy librarian.
With a skirt. Yeah, she's kind of got that.
Cool.
So, I don't know what she's gonna... I don't know. It's hard to predict what...
Well, they keep saying there's a big twist to it. A big twist to the episode. There's a big twist to the character, is what Moffat says. And I'm like, oh, man, that's just perfect. Like, tease me like this, because now I'm going to be thinking of the thousands of things that it could be until it comes out, she's Jenny. She's his daughter. Oh, wait.
She's Gallifreyan.
She's from Gallifrey. She's the Ranny. She is Miss Foster. Oh, she's, she's controlled by the great intelligence. She's controlled by the lesser intelligence. She's, any number of things.
So, here's some interesting things. Let's see. Anything else? One neat thing. That was kind of neat. We've been seeing from the footage of them filming, she's wearing Clara is wearing this purple suit. Which is kind of a cool little homage, kind of back to 11. It's kind of like
it kind of looks like her jacket kind of looks like his. Maybe it is his.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Maybe she takes his jacket and buttons it up and thinks, "I want to hold on to this."
Cool. One thing I will say about Clara is they seem to be making her. What I've noticed a lot is her fashion sense. Mm-hmm. Like they seem to be really pushing that. On the show, like everything she wears seems to be really fashionable, and I didn't really notice that before, like with any of the other companions.
Yeah,
like maybe Amy. Amy always had the same kind of stuff on, though.
Amy was well dressed. She was very much an H&M model.
Yeah.
Everything Amy wore. I mean, aside from being in her 90, everything she wore was very her, but it was also very now. It was very. This is what we're wearing this year. If you're, normal but cool and a little trendy, a little scene. Okay, what Clara does? Clara's like high fashion. She dresses up like I don't know what, but it's nice.
I mean she's wearing a suit.
Yeah,
just casually, like I guess for this episode,
right?
Which is, I mean, that's great, and it looks good. So I don't know. It's just really interesting to see. I've never thought about the fashion of the characters before, but for some reason with Clara, I'm noticing like they're trying to push I don't know, trying to make her really fashionable.
That's okay,
and that's great. Yeah. Well, again, Matt and I have been bored.
we sure have.
Yes. There's been no Doctor Who, obviously, until August, I believe. Last time I heard.
Maybe. August or September.
So, we've been watching some Classic Who.
Oh my god, have we been watching some Classic Who?
Oh my god.
I think we kind of hooed ourselves out for a little bit.
I have to tell you, I haven't watched any Classic Who since that day.
We watched... you watched a whole story ahead of me. You watched the one before the 10th Planet, which is Hartnell's.
Well, the one available before his, which was the War Machines. I watched that, which one was pretty good. And I actually just posted the blog on that. It's on Tumblr if you guys can check it out.
Right.
But also, then you came over and we watched the 10th Planet.
The 10th Planet, which was the first Cybermen episode.
Yes, and the final Hartnell.
The final Hartnell, that's correct.
And then we also watched the Moon Base, is that right?
Yes, the Moon Base.
With Troughton.
Which was the second Cyberman.
I had watched 12 hours of Classic Who by the end of that day. I was done.
There was... Nothing can prepare you for 12 hours of Classic Who.
Yeah. It was like the third episode of the Moon Base. I was like, is this... It was supposed to be 20 minutes, and I guess it was 20 minutes. It seemed like it went on for like 45. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it went on for a really, really long time.
It cannot possibly have been 20 minutes. It had to have gone on for a while.
We were sitting there, and I was just like, oh my god.
Because stuff just kept happening. And for those of you who watch Classic Who out there, you guys understand. It's not that we don't love it. We do. And it's fun to watch those stories. But you can only watch so much at once until by the time you're in hour 10 of black and white Hartnell and Troughton Who, and you're thinking, what did I do to myself in a previous life that prompted me now to hate myself enough to watch this much old Who in one setting?
We were zombies by the end of the thing. Just like, oh
it was. God. We were done. It was just like we're on the last episode. Okay, keep going. It's done. Whew.
I was like, I have to see what happens. That's it.
There were times I wanted to look over and say, let's just wiki it.
Yeah, let's just see what happens.
I've got the DVD. Let's just wiki it.
Although I will say the animated stuff was fun. I did enjoy the animated stuff.
Well, it's very well done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really well done, and it's a shame that the episodes are missing.
But the audio's there.
But the audio's there, so they animate it, which is really neat, and it actually works out.
You should see. But the day before I came over, I actually watched the Ice Warriors, the first Ice Warriors one.
Right. And
they have almost all of that is animated. The first episode and the last episode are normal, but the two in the middle are animated. It's beautiful, it really is. I need to watch the follow-up one. His the Ice Warriors. I want to say the Ice Warriors was the second season for Trout, but the sequel one to that is the third season for him. What's it called? I can't think of the name of it now. Dang it!
Isn't it the Ice Warriors again?
No, It should be. It's like a Muppet sequel. It's Ice Warriors Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, yeah.
No, I can't. It has to do with the moon base, but not with the moon base. It's even further in the future, and on the moon they have this transmat that allows people to transport all over the galaxy. So humanity is kind of like really like expanding, and that's where they run into the Ice Warriors again, who are trying to take over it.
No.
It's a long one. It's like an 8-parter or a 6-parter or something. Mm-hmm. I just haven't sat down to really get in there.
We were lucky that the ones we wanted to watch were only 4-parters.
Were they? I thought one of them was. I know the 10th Planet was a 4-parter.
It was 4-parters. War Machines that I watched, that was 4 parts.
I thought the moon base was 6.
No, it was 4 because there was only two of them were animated. The first one and the
third one.
And the third one, maybe. No, the third one was the really long one.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the last one was animated, maybe.
Okay.
Oh no! It was. You're right. It was the third one.
Yeah, because the long one, the one that went on really long, was an animated. It was good, but it was.
Yeah, it was good, but we were just like, this can't be 20 minutes.
They have to have added stuff in here.
Anyway, we thought it'd be interesting to talk about the 10th Planet because it was the last Hartnell, and it was the first Cyberman, which is really interesting. So
when we say the first Cyberman,
what do we want to say? Okay, hilarious. First of all,
quite a bit.
Really, really funny.
One of the first things you guys should know about the story, it takes place, I think it's an Antarctic base, but it's an American base that's used to control the weather and to monitor the weather. And the whole premise of the story is that the Cybermen's home planet, Mondas, is a parallel Earth that is coming from another dimension. It's basically returning to this solar system. And
it was a twin planet that had been sent away somehow. And then
they don't give a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
But it's on its way back. And the Cybermen are what we would have been had technology progressed to where we've replaced all parts of our humanity with robotic parts. So the Cybermen have come to Earth, and it's kind of unclear. I felt it's kind of unclear. Are they actually invading? Because the planet's hurtling towards us, so that's an issue. So they send this scout team ahead to talk with the American base and to address the world, and immediately they're fired upon. The Americans shoot them. So they kind of take emergency precautions, and they fight back with their gigantic chest lamps of death.
Right.
But it was completely unclear to me what their plan was, what their goal was. They kind of get to, we're going to upgrade you and make you like us. I guess that was it. They were going to just
they need new people. I think they wanted Earth. Mm-hmm. Their planet was dying. Indeed. Right?
Okay. So maybe there was
what I understand, and the doctor said just let them do whatever because their planet's going to die.
Yeah.
There's no way they can save their planet or whatever. So
that's interesting. There was no need for any of the drama that happened in that story. Mondas would have burned itself out.
Right.
Interesting.
So, so they also talk. They talk like this.
They just open their mouth.
But yes, but their mouths aren't moving. The mouth just opens whenever they talk, and then it closes.
You can't see us right now, but we're on Google Hangouts and we're just opening our mouths. It looks precious.
Yeah.
We're either Cybermen about to talk, or we're two men
they're
about
guys
to
in suits, and it's like a guy with like a ski mask over his face.
Right.
I mean, he could have moved his mouth, but they made the conscious choice to not do it.
Because it's a voice box. That's what it was.
Well,
They're just opening the mouth so you can hear the sound.
Yeah, and it was creepy. Like, they're really creepy. As funny as they are, I mean, I can see why kids were scared of them back in the day. Like, they were creepy.
Right. They were very creepy. Something to note about the 10th Planet, the third episode, William Hartnell is not in it.
No, like, at all. It's all Ben, his companions, Ben and Polly.
Mm-hmm.
Hartnell who are from sick. Modern day London, and they kind of, them and this, I guess he was a general, or he was the surveyor of the station or whatever.
Right.
Who looked like Andy Griffith.
He did.
He looked like angry Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith.
This is evil twin.
From the same universe as Tyler and Mott.
And Mott. Yeah, no, he wasn't in the third episode at all.
Voice patterns are the Vortex.
I guess this is when his health was failing him.
Well, that's the story, was he was so sick he couldn't do the episode. So what they do in episode is, the Cybermen has just invaded the station or whatever, and so the next goes to that episode, and they just cut to, you don't see him fall, but he's assumed fallen as Ben or Polly or someone, leaps over behind a console towards him, "Doctor, no!" And they say, "Well, he's passed out," and they take him to some quarters somewhere. And so you just see, like, some person's feet with a blanket over him. And it's like, he needs rest. You can't get up there and perform in this episode.
Yeah, and he doesn't explain what's going on with him. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's weird because we know what happened. We know he's going to regenerate. Yeah. His body's failing him.
Right.
Like, it's been explained now. But I can't imagine watching it then and going, like, oh no, like, what's going on with the doctor? What are they doing?
Right.
Why isn't he helping? Why is he just passing out and not explaining what's going on? And then he changes his face.
Yeah, you get to the end and he gets into the TARDIS, and he's just, his body wore out. He was done.
Yeah, he's weakened. He sort of gathers enough strength to open the doors to let them in.
Right.
And then he falls down, and then they look at him, and his face changes, and he changes to Troughton. Mm-hmm. And then immediately after his face changes, it's like, end of the episode.
Yeah. So if you were watching this as a kid, and you've been watching this show for like 3 years, you might look at this and go, Hubbalong?
Exactly. I mean, I was expecting Troughton to sit up and go, like, oh, hello, But he didn't. It just cut, like, right there.
Right.
And so you had no idea. Like, I was expecting him to be like, oh, I just regenerate, everything's okay or something. Or it's for him to say, Geronimo or something crazy.
Right.
But nothing. Just changed and he was still asleep.
And the worst part is the next episode, the very first episode of Troughton, the very first story, which is like a 6-episode story about the Daleks, we don't have.
Which is a real shame because it's his first episode, so it'd be neat to see, like, them. I'm sure they explain, like, oh, I just regenerated, and he explains the whole process and, like, what happened. And
the closest we have is because at that time, when they were airing those episodes, there was Target Books was putting out little book novelizations of every story. That's how people used to. I used to have a bunch as a kid too. It's how people used to rewatch. I'm air quoting here. The episodes of Doctor Who. Is you would go out and you would buy this book for $1 or £1 or whatever it was, and you basically had to reread the whole episode, and it was written as prose. So the only way we know really what happened, and it's possible they have the audio for it, but the only way we know what his scenes are like is because you can go back and reread them. But that being said, for almost every single doctor, we have first line, last line, first moment, last moment, except him.
Yeah, he's kind of the one that really got screwed over in this whole
Trump did, yeah.
wiping
and up until now, we didn't have the 10th planet with Hartnell. It's because it was animated that we have it, except for that one final scene.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we got that.
Yeah, and then that one final just face-changing moment. But also, like, we have that one was animated. I remember when we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode of that was animated, and then I believe like the second one or something like that.
Right.
So, I liked it. I thought it was good. The Cybermen were great. I mean, I had a great time just watching it. Just had all the.
I love.
It's just a fun time. Yeah.
There's so much about it, and please, any of you out there, please go out and get the 10th Planet on DVD. Watch the 10th Planet on DVD. Watch the story, because it is absolutely a treat for anyone that loves Doctor Who. And if you haven't seen some of the hilarious things, I mean, they have these two guys in space for the first couple episodes, and it's almost as if they were drunk when they filmed it.
Oh yeah, the pilots. Oh my god,
and
I forgot about them.
But like, they're sitting next to each other, like they've been on this long flight in space, and they've got this like thing they can look in that's by each one of their eyes that they're supposed to be able to look in, and they can see out. It's just some sort of periscope for space. But if you look at it, the model, it actually just connects to each other. So whenever one looks at it, I can only imagine they're looking at the other one. That's what they're seeing. And
the galaxy looks like an iris,
right? And but the responses really play that out.
Yeah, and it's like they're like, you guys are under some really intense G-forces.
Yeah. Make
sure you act that out.
Move
constantly,
super slowly, and make nothing make sense. Yeah. There you go.
Like, I can't reach the thing. Like the whole time, everything was such a struggle. It's hilarious. So yeah, I've now watched almost everything you can with Hartnell.
Right.
I don't know how much else there was, but I have now. I have to say, he's great. He's a little rusty at the beginning. You're like, what's going on? By the time you get to the second season of him, the show's like so much better, and then it just even gets better than that.
Yeah.
The War Machines, I would highly recommend the War Machines.
Well,
really good.
Wait, didn't the War Machines have your absolute favorite moment from a companion?
Yes, yes. Ben goes into the warehouse, and Polly's been hypnotized by the robot or whatever, and she's working for them. And I don't remember why. He was like, "We got to get out of here," and she's like, "No, we must work." And then she turns dramatically to him and goes, "For the victory of the War Machines!" And the music goes, "Da da!" Oh my god, it was so dramatic and so funny.
That makes everything worth it. That right there.
It's everything's dramatic and funny. And another funny thing too was he didn't put, like, there was no talk about a perception filter at all. He finally lands in modern day London, where they would have the police boxes. There's no perception filter or anything. He just puts an out of order sign on the door. Like, oh, that'll work, yeah. No one will.
There's a part of me that likes to think that maybe they paid their writers, like, based on good ideas, and they're like, we don't want to pay them more this episode to talk about a perception filter, so we're just going to write in there, puts an out of order sign.
Right.
Somehow they were saving money. That's how it happened.
Well, the budget went into the War Machines, which are pretty good.
Yeah.
They look good. So, no, it's a good one. It's a really good one. So, let's see. I would also recommend the Time Meddler is a good one. I would recommend
Time Meddler.
I would recommend what's it called? The Planet of the Giants is a good one.
Yeah.
Where something goes wrong with the TARDIS, and so Ian and Barbara and Susan and the Doctor all get shrunk down to miniature size. It's like a really interesting idea that they've never... it's Earth, but it's just like they're tiny, and they have to like find their way back to the TARDIS. Like, it's really funny. So yeah, I would recommend some of those, and it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of good stuff. So.
Good. Yeah. Good times.
That's about all we got for this episode.
Sadly, yeah.
We are counting down the days.
Oh,
we don't have an air date yet, but
man.
we're counting them down anyway.
I mean, it's still a few days away. In the
right.
hundreds, realistically, but, that's not that long.
Well, we'll see you all next month.
Thanks
near the end of April, we'll come out with another one.
Thanks for
talk
joining
about some
all
new
of
stuff.
us.
Hopefully, they'll have some more announcements, names of monsters. And names of episodes would be good.
The only other stuff that we can talk about until they really give us some fun stuff to talk about is Mark Gatiss is signed on for 2 episodes. Cool. Hey.
Yeah.
That took a few minutes. So we'll see. Yeah. No, I'm really excited for the amount of stuff we should start seeing and start hearing about. And they've been filming. They're already done with the first block of filming. They moved on to the second block, so they're editing episodes now. Who knows? We might get a trailer.
Yeah. Oh my God, a trailer would be the best.
That would solve world hunger.
Yes, sir. It would solve my hunger. I'd get off my hunger strike.
I could start a hunger strike because I don't strike. I just eat a lot.
You scab.
Wait. Oh, we're doing something now that's socially and politically correct to do to show our support in something. How about I do that by eating a turkey leg? Hang on a sec.
Darn you. For a trailer, I will not stop eating turkey
social
legs.
Justice.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And make sure you check out our Tumblr blog as well as find us on Twitter. We're definitely on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. At Vortex Podcast.
At Vortex Podcast. We should start a hashtag. You should everything you type from now on should just be hashtag Voices from the Vortex.
Okay. I'll add it to it if there's room.
There we go. Yeah.
There's only so many characters. We kind of have a long podcast name, unfortunately.
VFTV.
There you go.
Hashtag
I can do that.
VFTV.
I can do that for sure.
All right.
Love you guys.
Have a great time.
I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. This is Taylor.
And this is Matthew.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.